Oh yeah.
As soon as the war started, they disappeared.
They got something else. They got something else to worry about. They got something else to focus on.
But it's like, don't these people realize that these people are just paid agitators and they really don't care why they're out there? Like, they're not real protesters. This is- That's just it. And they obviously ain't got enough to go around because every time something new happened, they got to quit that protest and go join the other one because they ain't got enough to have different ones. And they got to have the same ones flying all over the place. They can't get them in each city now. They got just a group of them. They got to keep flying them all over the place, or they driving all over the place. And as soon as something else happened, the same protesters, they have to just jump on the next thing. They got to leave that last propaganda behind and move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, we about to say I actually was watching something the other day, and they were showing how they actually they just on to the new thing. Now they are protesting because they ain't worried about ICE now. That people are paying them. They literally was showing how they just have like stickers, and they already had the boards and all of that. And so when they find out the thing that they're gonna be activated on, they get the boards out and they just put the stickers according to the thing. So now they just worried about Iran
The war.
protesting the war now.
Mm.
Iran, I'm sorry, Iran protesting the war now.
Yeah,
So
that's how it goes. Because what happened to the Free Palestine protesters that was camping out all over the college campuses? They're gone. Ice out protesters are gone. Roe v. Wade. It's like they go from one extreme to the next. Crazy,
yeah, yeah.
crazy. And you know what else I wonder? I wonder why is it that people don't find it strange that celebrities and politicians would get so involved in your local politics? Like, I find it strange that Obama and Stacey Abrams and these celebrities would be concerned about who's the governor of some state somewhere or who's in the city council or mayor and they don't live there. And that's what I think is the problem with Democrats is that we are having problems coming together because they don't want to come together. They want to beat us into submission, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough for them to be able to be where they at and live the way that they live. No, they want to make the whole country live the way that they think that everybody should live. And
Yep.
that's putting your thumb on the scales of democracy because you're not letting democracy win in those areas. Right? If you don't live in Texas, don't be worried about who we voting for our senator or our governor or our because these people represent us. They don't represent you and you live in California or you live in DC.
Stag. Oh, he said, what happened to them? Hands off Iran poster. They just switched Venezuela. They said they just switched Venezuela out for Iran. But it's the truth. And literally, I don't understand how, like, because we never really cared, right? Like, we were never sitting here, oh, ICE, oh, ICE. Like, I don't understand how the people who vote Democrat ain't realizing that y'all ain't caring about something that y'all was just caring about less than 2 weeks ago.
Right. They was out there dying for ICE, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And now they done just moved on to the next thing.
It's not funny,
Mm.
but it is funny.
They was willing to die, take a bullet to save them illegals and keep them from being deported. Now we ain't hearing a peep out of them. But these operations are still going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm.
I don't know. Okay, so wait, we didn't been in, child. Okay, so I hope I didn't make you lose your thought process.
Mm-mm.
I hope I didn't help you, yeah, because we are rolling into. Do we have anything law? You have anything law you want to talk about now?
No, not as of now. No, there's nothing new on the horizon. Um, yeah, I just want to. I need to see some action going on. Like I know these grand juries that they holding up, they're going to be very complicated. And I know that everybody want to see stuff, but the way that the Russia Gate stuff
Mm-hmm.
happened, it's very confusing, right? And it was meant to be that way because it was so many moving parts that trying to explain it is difficult and have people to be able to really grasp the gravity of what they did. So I can see how a grand jury would take such a long time and the conspiracy charge would take a long time because it was a big network of people that it took to pull that off. So just have a little patience, guys. You should listen to Pam Bondi. From what I gather, though they cannot confirm or deny investigations or whatever, she did say that there are grand juries going on. So that's why
Yeah.
you don't hear a lot of stuff. That's why I don't think that they released a lot of the stuff or they, dripping out some of this Epstein stuff because I believe that they are investigating and people are being prosecuted. They're going to be indicted. So you can't just put everything out there, especially if you're actively looking at things. And uh oh boy, what's his name? Dershowitz. He was out here yelling from the top of the roof that, to release these files in 2018, 2019. He wanted them released to show that Virginia Roberts was a liar and he had never slept with her. But in the Jeffrey Epstein files, he is in communication with Jeffrey Epstein, trying to figure out how to find out who was being looked at in these cases.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways was what he did was demand that they be released. Say that he's being falsely accused and named, and to release the names of the people who were involved. So it's some stuff going on in there. So yeah, he's a liar too. Even though we knew that. Great
You
constitutional lawyer, but a liar.
do you? That's what I'm
Well,
saying. Do
all
you?
lawyers are liars.
When you say charges, like what are you thinking? What charges are you thinking can possibly be up?
Conspiracy against rights, treason, um, conspiracy against the United States. Um, those are the three that I can think of just off top: treason, conspiracy against rights, and conspiracy against the United States of America and defrauding the United States of America.
Do we have do
Espionage,
does that have
espionage.
its statute of limitations on it?
See, this is the thing: is all of the crimes that they committed had a statute of limitations of 5 years of federal laws.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is why it is a conspiracy charge because as long as the conspiracy is ongoing,
Mm-hmm.
then they can be charged for those crimes because it is a conspiracy and it's still ongoing,
They
right?
was continuing
Whatever
to
act
try to
that one
shield.
person does, yep, whatever act is done in furtherance of the conspiracy keeps the conspiracy charge alive and well. And they keep doing that because now they're in cover up mode for
Mm-hmm.
everything that they did then. So all of that is in furtherance of the conspiracy.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
asking the questions because, of course, the better we explain, the more people who are listening can actually, because we know that people be going and taking and using the stuff to, which is fine to argue or either look up to prove whatever points they're
Mhm.
proving. Because, of course, that's one of the biggest things is everybody's saying, well, what are they gonna do? What can they do anyway? And the people who are still asking for every piece of information or every piece of any of the proof in the case to come out. I'm just trying to wonder understand, do they really want these people to be caught? Because I don't understand how you think you're gonna catch people and you put all the information out
Mhm.
in the
And that was the desperation of them winning 2020, which is why they risked everything to cheat the way that they did, because it was about running out that clock, that statute of limitations. You see what I'm saying?
hmm
They needed to get in. They had to get in, otherwise their asses was going to jail then. And they knew it. So this gave them the chance to get in, run out the statute of limitations clock, and hide evidence, try to bury stuff. Remember, they found stuff in a room behind a wall in burn bags.
hmm
So they were trying to get rid of the evidence. It just didn't. They thought that they were going to be able to lock up Trump or keep him from being able to win. So
But they
that
knew
didn't
that it
happen.
wasn't enough, because you can't tell us that they didn't comb through that paperwork the way that they needed to feel as though they could truly have something on him. They combed through it. They knew that it was
Yeah,
nothing
they know.
in there that they could get him on. So that is why they
Hmm.
didn't press it. But them being the type of people that they are, that like political theater, they like distraction, they are illusionists, they are magicians, they are all of the
Master deceiver.
yes, deceivers, they all of those things. And so now, because it couldn't be used to lock him up, now it's going to be used to prosecute him in the public, right? So if
Hmm.
because if you can keep enough people focusing on that, believing what you're saying, even though their own eyes, even though the law, even though nothing has backed up what you're saying, it will prevent people from trusting his word and definitely supporting any candidates
Hmm.
that he says he gets behind, because they already know a lot of people who have won, especially when they win in the Republican Party. They win because the people who love Trump are saying, okay, he
Hmm.
endorsing him, okay, I'm gonna vote for him now. But now if you tarnish him, and now these people are all feeling like, wait a minute, now did I think the right thing? Am I gonna take his work? That's why they was even trying to say in the Marjorie Taylor Greene's district or whatever, is that she got it because of course it's a rural area, this and that, but now her dogging him out, and then people feeling a certain kind of way, they thinking these people might mess around and vote in a Democrat.
Well, they said that she went to Trump. What they really fell out
Hey,
about was
well,
that she went to Trump to say that she wanted to run for Senate, and he looked at the numbers, looked at the polls, and told her that she would lose. That the people in her district like her, right? But
mm-hmm,
she couldn't win statewide, and that pissed her off.
mm.
Hmm.
So she mad. No, she was mad. Long
Yeah, because
story
I don't
short,
understand why would you leave early? Like, why wouldn't you finish your term?
cause she
If
was
you
still
feel that strongly about your politics, why wouldn't you finish your term and continue to serve the people who raised money for you and fought for you to be able to get that seat and be there? Like, why wouldn't you represent those people who sent you there?
cause she didn't really feel firmly about it like she's sitting here saying. She
Mm-mm.
wasn't. She enriched herself. She wanted to stay there long enough so she could make sure she get that pension. That's why she left the day, the
Mm-hmm.
last, the day, the first day that you could get your pension. And it was all,
Mm-hmm.
like we know, about money.
Yep. 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 So I yeah. I never really liked her anyway. She was cool when she first got there because I liked the way that she used to check them other Democrats and not hold her tongue,
You like the way she
especially
checked she checked
butterfly lashes.
Jasmine. I knew you
Yeah,
was gonna say
just like
Jasmine.
butterfly lashes.
You like the way
But
she
as
checked
far
oh
as
oh
uh,
Rocket Crockett. Oh shucks. Oh, I guess we did. Did we talk about her losing last week?
we did last week, yeah,
We did. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, look, I'm so happy. I want to talk about it again. I'm just playing. I'm like, yeah, Jasmine, Rocket Crockett. Let's give it a round of applause, baby.
Finally, her political career was
It's
over quicker
over.
than who knew. Who knew?
Who would have known?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Oh, and that other thing about Tiffany Henyard is them people is like she ain't even lived here long enough to be trying to run for office here.
She
Like
literally
they
just
don't
got,
they
but
ain't
that's
trying to have it.
but see, that's what I'm saying. Like as much as I know, like when I say deep down, that's why I really I went home to like get her in her vibe on to see, to feel it myself, to
Okay,
see it
well,
make. Look, Stag, that was she can't be that smart. When I tell you how many lawsuits, how much stuff people, that's how you know something's wrong. I already been saying when I listen to her talk and everything, she on the short bus. But to go and
I
put
really
yourself,
think that
go
I
ahead.
really think that they did. I really think that they didn't want her in there because from what I found out that she was one of the county commissioners and she ran for mayor. And when she got in, because I'm telling you, when I watched those
She
city
snuck
council
her way
meetings,
into Frank Zuccarelli. Like literally, this is the area I lived in. Frank Zuccarelli, which was our
hmm
Thorn Township for years. When he passed away, she tricked her way into that position, raised the salary on herself, then went and got her way into mayor. So she was the mayor and the Thorn Township director, supervisor. And then what she did from there is if she because she knew everybody was so upset about the things that she was doing, the girl who walked work right hand, like it just was a lot. She even then tried to say, okay, well, if y'all don't vote for me, whoever gets in, they salary dropped from she was getting $200,000. She dropped the salary down to twenty five
I
thousand
remember
dollars
that.
so
hmm
so that was if you won or whatever. And it's a lot. Like when I say she was doing like we talk about, sadly when we get in them positions and we come in and we ain't never had power, and instead of being in power, she could be in power, right? She could do be in power, have your roles, but you gotta not do stuff dirty and trying to now change her life. She wasn't even really living in Dalton like she was supposed to. The girl house she was renting out, she stopped paying her. The girl, like it's just a lot. It was a lot.
hmm
She ain't right, Stag. When I tell you she ain't right. I get it because she didn't try to get you the same way she got people. They doing because she did that right
No,
after.
she didn't get me because I watched the interaction between them in that city council meeting, and they were very disrespectful. And the thing that she was saying was she did some event where she went out, got sponsors, and people, they paid to be able to be vendors and all that. So it didn't cost the taxpayers anything.
That
They
wasn't
were
true though.
arguing with her about they were arguing with her about the process of approving funds to be paid to these vendors. And she was to these vendors who did show up for the and do the event, like haircuts or whatever. And she was like, she got the money from outside, it's in the bank, write the checks.
But it wasn't ever
And
there,
they're trying to
Stag.
tell her about the process, and she's
Stag,
like, but it's not
Stag,
taxpayer money. They're not
Stag,
spending taxpayer money.
Stag, the money wasn't there for real. The money was not there. She was signing checks, paying money to people for stuff that hadn't done and work that had been done. She was saying that they couldn't pay. They was trying to pay it. Then when they looked, all the money was gone. Like it wasn't no money there for real. She kept saying, "I'm going out and get the money. I'm getting," but when they looked, the money wasn't there. It wasn't. It was a lie. Then she
hmm
went
But
down
she was calling them out,
to
talking about stuff that they
Springfield.
want to talk about, but nothing that was dealing with the actual people there that they were representing.
But they
That's what I
were. They
I
was
saw.
yeah, they were. She even went down to
Because it looked like they
Springfield,
was all about
created
the
a
crook.
nonprofit after her name, talking about she was giving money to breast cancer. She didn't do nothing, got the state to give her $10,000, said she didn't had a charity, wasn't hers, but it was named Tiffany Cares, and all the people who work in her staff on the city was the men. Like she said,
I
no.
know that, but I want you to, but I still want you to stay cognizant of the way that they can do that because they did the same things with Trump. Like you can have people
I
that will be like,
would for
his
anybody
people in
other
his
than
own cabinet
Tiffany.
said that, and
No,
people who were around him they said that's because they
I
were
did
all trying to
foyers.
get
I
rid of
did
him.
foyers on it on Dalton's paperwork income. She lied, Stag. I'm telling you,
Okay,
she lied.
okay.
Now anybody else, she lied. Now, she robbed them people and then did the Gestapo. What you call? That's what she probably used it. Cause I'm gonna say she was the Gestapo or whatever. Ain't that what they call the who ICE? She was doing. She was
Hmm.
coming in with the police and telling people get like she was like some, when I say something else, she exactly them ones you be talking about. She was them. She just did. That's why she ran. She was them. You know, you talk
Hmm.
about them ones, the ones we get in that office and we act a fool, and then we want to blame Fonnie. That's who she. Matter of fact, she Fonnie. That's what I will tell you. She is exactly
Hmm.
Fonnie. I'm gonna send you her one of, cause then she tried to do YouTubes. I'm gonna send yo. There's no way you ain't gonna see once you just gotta listen to her for real, for real. Then I send you some of the paperwork that I found that I did. She was lying. She was lying. She is a political. Who is that political hawk? I swear she determined to be a. Oh, that's sacred. Who is Walt? Is
Hmm.
that Walt? Oh no, that is Walt. Hey,
Walt.
hey, Walt.
That's Walt.
I didn't see me. I just saw hey 92. All right, y'all. So it's time. I hope she ready. I hope she ready. You doing your shoulders? I thought. Okay, all right. She ready. She done held this. She done held Stag. Done held this y'all for an hour and what is it? A half. And she been ready to light in. So you all know if you are familiar with our show, you are regular to our show, which we know we got some of our regulars here. It is become one of the show's favorite segments, and that is if y'all know, if y'all watch 92 Stag, y'all know when people get on her nerves, she be like, I just can't. I'm about to go on mute. And she go on mute. So we named the moment Stags I Just Can't moment. And so we don't sometimes she think it up, sometimes it just go off the top of her head, depending on who she done ran into today. So sounds like to me this one she didn't thought out. So without further ado, it is time for the Stags I Just Can't moment. What you got, Stag?
All of you traitor ass Americans here talking about your country, especially in a time of conflict. I watched some videos of American men who are, for whatever reason, didn't decide to go and serve their country, actually say that they hope that our men and women come back in body bags, the ones that didn't defect from our military. It's like y'all are too dumb to realize the work that they put in. Again, like I said earlier, for you to be able to live the cushy life that you live here in the United States of America, to make this the country that people risk their lives to come to. And it seems like you would learn what the propaganda is when you can't have one of the most racist, bullyingest countries on the globe that everybody hates, yet everybody is breaking their ass to get in here and risking their life to do it. That don't match. And those of you who have what I like to call American privilege, that passport that say that you're an American, and when you go other places, you're proud to say that you're an American. Even these immigrants here who act like they don't like it here, they go home and they like to say that they are American citizens. So you like the privilege that being an American bring, but you don't want to put in the work in defending her or her character. And again, like I said, sometimes in order to get peace, you got to go to war. Can't have people out here threatening us or planning to do things to us or colluding together to bring us down, devalue our dollar. And I don't understand you people sit here right here in this country who root for other countries to do those things to us like you don't live here. And then you want to talk about all of these fears about war, but you had no fear when that border was wide open and people was coming in here. Now you worried about sleeper cells. That's again that thing that you need to be, which is proactive. If you secure the border, you don't have to worry about those things. You have a president that secures the border. You don't have to worry about the enemy coming in and do anything. It can't nobody touch us from outside. So I just think that y'all need to go and study a map more and think about the things that Trump does and like you a street dude. That's it. Think about if you a street dude with a product and you got other people who eyeing your spot as the number one seller. on there. The one you got everybody on the corners, you got everybody doing their thing, and it's somebody coming to take your spot. What you gonna do to keep it? What you gonna do to make sure that all your people still eat? Because you act like y'all act like Trump is doing this for his own personal thing. Like none of this stuff affects you if it goes sideways. None of this affects you. He trying to make sure that you eat, that you still are able to be on top. Democrats just wanted to replace you. They like tossed you aside and use you to the best of their ability, and then once you're no longer useful to them, toss you aside and replace you with another sector of people. And don't even wait until you're all the way down and out. Just in your face, give all your stuff and your money to these people who don't even belong here. Like I don't understand y'all. I don't get it. I mean, and I say it over and over again. Y'all are just as stupid as these Democrats think y'all are.